go! Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Hey,
vibe with it.
I love this beat to start off the day, man. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show. It's Thursday already.
Week is flying by.
For real, this week has flown by. I can't. Tomorrow is just nothing but football madness. But today we got tons of stuff to talk about on the show. Like I said, it's the Morning Woodward Show. My name is Stick.
What's going on? It's Corey.
And it's Joey.
And we got Art over there on producer cam, and we got Fish in the building fact-checking us on everything that we're talking about this morning. So we got Fish doing his job. And Corey, you are looking extra fresh today.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, trying to, red little razzle dazzle.
Why are you whispering? You got to whisper when you
Yeah,
have that
he puts
jacket
his-
on? What is going on?
He puts his sexy voice on.
Right.
I mean, thank you. You caught him. Thank you.
You caught the vibes, Joey.
Thank you.
Corey's glad a dude just called his sexy voice out.
But I like that jacket, man.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
There you go. There's Corey. Yeah, welcome back, buddy.
The thing to it, when Corey gets cleaned up, it all starts with the lineup. And we had his mentor on yesterday, Rob Parker, the great. And all of a sudden, he calls Corey out to go get lined up because he was looking a little rough. He gets the lineup, and then the next day he comes into work with jewelry, got the watch, nice sports coat.
I mean, y'all seen Family Matters had to step inside the transformation chamber.
Eddie? Looking like Eddie over there in that jacket?
Oh God, I'm getting called so many different names from my friends. I get called Eddie Winslow, Theo Huxtable.
I never even thought
Chris Webber.
I never even thought Eddie Winslow too.
No.
You just said that. And I remember an episode when he had a jacket like that too.
When he was singing and crap.
I think so, yeah, when he was trying to be Bobby Brown.
Dude,
Yeah.
I freaking love that show so much.
Man, but Corey, you got a wedding today. That's why you're all spruced up, right?
Yeah, I gotta first off, I do not do weddings anymore. This is just for fraternity brothers. So outside of that, don't ask me.
Corey is ride or die for his fraternity brothers.
You really are.
For real.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
yeah.
There's some alright guys.
I do got to admit, Corey makes me wish that I was a part of a sorority every single day. Which one is it?
sorority.
Which one is it? My bad. Sorority is the girls' one. Fraternity.
Yeah.
Fraternity. Well, both.
Both. Joey, you want to hit your news real quick?
Yeah, so yesterday was kind of a light day in sports, but a lot of things happening in Detroit. So I want to start it off by introducing our head coach. It's going down today. Dan Campbell introduced at 11 a.m. today to the Lions organization. And then the big news in the NBA was, you see our boy? Your boy?
Who?
Kyrie hit in the court. And he balled out.
Why is he my boy?
I don't know.
He ain't my boy.
Listen,
He balled out, but
balled out.
what happened?
ended up losing
To the Cavs.
to the Cavs.
Double overtime.
Double overtime.
Yeah.
By 147 to 135. But I mean, Kyrie came back to the court. He looked miserable being there, but he still dropped 38 points, 12 rebounds, the 37 points, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Kevin Durant had the 38 points, 12 rebounds, and James Harden another triple-double with 21 points.
That is such a scary team, man.
Oh,
Such
yeah.
a scary, scary, scary team.
Especially when you think about if they were to actually all get along super well together, what that team could accomplish.
The only thing that's going to stop them is, like, between here. Like, that is the only weakness this team has.
Only thing that's going to stop them, in my opinion, is going to be Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
I think that KD and Harden, they have that familiarity with each other, so they know each other's games, and I think they complement each other. You throw dribble Kyrie into the mix. I don't know, like even to start off, James Harden had like 2 points in the first half, so it was a rough start for them. So if they figure it out where like you can move Kyrie to the 2, then I mean it will work because James Harden has to run the point.
Yeah. And then in Detroit, we got to go off to the Detroit Pistons. We were texting yesterday night. It was a tough one. Another 17-point lead that we blew in the fourth. Lost to the Hawks 123 to 115.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Actually, there was one great highlight from last night. You see Blake Griffin with his up and under?
Yeah, that was probably the best he looked in a minute.
Right.
Especially like, we'll talk more about that. But I mean, last minute of the game, Blake steps up and does that move, but we just can't finish it. But to preview a couple games for the teams, tomorrow we got the Pistons taking on the Rockets at 7 p.m. And then the Wings are back on the ice versus the Blackhawks tomorrow at 8 p.m.
All right, that's your news update,
That's
Joey?
your Woodward Sports Update.
All right, and tell us about how you're going to watch those games in HD.
Like, it's just something that you don't have to worry about anymore. You know, there was always times when I was wearing glasses where if you forget the glasses, or especially when I was playing ball, I would have a loss of vision because just my vision was not great. Now, I went to go see Dr. Yeldo at the Yeldo Eye Center, and now I got 20/15 vision. I always brag about it. I got my supervision stick. I know you had way worse eyes than I did.
The worst
eyes that I've ever seen, and you got perfect vision too. So it always makes me feel good when I get to see you just spotting things all the way down the street here on Woodward. Call right now, 1-800-398-EYES, or go to YeldoEyeCenter.com, get a free evaluation.
Yeah, and we got to give a shout out to everybody checking us out on Twitter right now, on YouTube and Facebook Live. We got Jenna, Charlie, Whitney, Wasim is back in the building, my sister Kendra, Larry, Reginald. I mean, lots of people checking in. Steven, we see you guys. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you for sharing and getting the word out there about the Morning Wood Show. We appreciate you. And we got a new coach in town. Joey mentioned that in his preview of pretty much all the sports breakdown. But it didn't break till officially yesterday, like literally right when we got off the air at like 10:03.
Right after we got off the air.
I mean, boom. Hey, mics are off.
Right.
Boom. What the?
New head coach.
It was literally.
It's all glass between every single room in this building. So Corey just comes in, puts his phone up on the glass, and then he just shows it to us.
That's what Corey does when he has breaking news around him.
I love it.
He just runs around and throws it up against the glass. And
I mean, I don't want to be rude and interrupt the meetings. You
No,
know,
you're
where
fine,
everything
man.
is going on.
I was actually happy this wasn't like devastating breaking news.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm not over the heels in love with Dan Campbell, but
Right.
I'm also not a hater of Dan Campbell by any stretch of the imagination. But one thing that did shock me, the length of the contract.
That definitely did shock me because you normally hear 4-year deal, 5-year deal, but 6. I'm like, damn.
Sheesh.
But then you know what? I thought about something that Dan Orlovsky said a few weeks ago when not a few weeks ago, a few months ago when Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn were fired. He said that the next head coach of the Detroit Lions was going to have to do a true rebuild, and this time it's facts. So I'm guessing this, if I can kind of analyze it, they are going to give him time to rebuild this. I still think that 6 years is quite a long time because I'm assuming, if they're giving him a 6-year deal, they're going to at least give him 3 to 4 to get it right regardless.
I mean, to me, what you said kind of rings home true, that this just signifies that they believe this is a true tear down, rebuild situation. This isn't, we need a guy to come in for the next 3 years and get us over the hump or get us back to a certain point. It's, we're back to where we were, damn near close to the 2008 team, and we got to completely rebuild this thing. And they picked a rah-rah guy to do it around. You know, he's not known for his X's and O's. He's known for motivating people, getting them fired up. And, I mean, I know lots of people are like, well, he's going to be fired in 2 years. We're going to be doing this again. Then we're going to have to pay him out for 4 extra years. It's a horrible contract. And I know other people that are like, listen, at least now we have some stability. We have a plan moving forward. We've hooked our wagon to this guy. It's just a weird guy to hook your wagon to.
Definitely.
I mean,
if they would give, let's say if there would have been like Eric Bieniemy or Robert Saleh that would have gotten that 6-year deal, I don't think anybody would have batted an eye. They'd have been like, okay, they got their guy, they're committing long term, but because it's not the popular name, the guy that everybody wanted, it's kind of like, well, what the hell are they doing?
right.
So I'm of the mindset of I'm curious to see what he says today, because anybody can win a press conference, but I'm curious to see what he says today before I go too hard on judging it.
Right.
Especially when you talk about like Eric Bieniemy. At first, I was like, dude, I would die to have this guy in Detroit. And I mean, I still would be excited if we had him. But you look at like where he's coming from, and nothing about that team was anything like a Lions team. So you see how different it would have been. So it really showed off his real talents. So that's my biggest thing with it, because he's worked with good teams.
Right.
And when you come to Detroit, we need somebody that's kind of getting their really big first start and start fresh. So we don't have to really do another team's way, because he's never really been in this position.
Yeah, and that's the risk you take by getting a first-time head coach, and you hope that, he's had enough training. And he was a head coach, I guess we can say. He was an interim head coach, but not just for like 3 or 4 games. He actually had 12 games. I mean, that's
a nice sample size.
That is a big sample size.
But you still don't count that.
He went 5-7 in those games, and if you look at those teams' rosters, it was not a pretty team that he had. I mean, I think his starting quarterback was Matt Moore. They had Logan Thomas as the backup. Ryan Tannehill was on the team. They had Lamar Miller. It wasn't a great Dolphins team, and he almost got him to 500.
Yeah, like the thing that, like I said, the knock against him for me was in those losses that he had, they were to teams that were either had the same record or worse. They've only had one. They only had like one of those losses were against a winning team that were significant. They didn't. Right. So.
They did beat the Patriots that year, though, but at the last game of the season. But they still beat the Patriots that year.
You know, Patriots. Anytime they're in the last game of the season, they're not giving it their all.
No, hell no. They're resting.
Right.
They're on their like 3-week bye week.
You can still throw it on the resume though.
Except for this year.
Brett Belichick and Brady.
So Dan Campbell kind of released like a little hype video yesterday. Did you guys? We put that up on our Twitter. Art, you have that video? Dan Campbell, and it's just about him signing and just, welcome to Detroit. He's trying to get everybody fired up. He's a rah-rah guy, and this is the stuff we're going to get from him. That was it.
It was literally just him signing a piece of paper.
No, but at first he's like, I'm ready to go, Detroit, and then he signed his contract.
Yeah, he said something about Motown.
Yep.
Yeah.
There
Just
you go.
drop Motown. That's all we need. Drop Woodward. We love you.
I love how, because we do all our signing day pictures around here whenever somebody new gets hired into Woodward Sports. And I love, that the Lions do it too with their new head coach.
Man, they just jocking.
Yeah, they're taking our style, man.
Yeah, man.
They're taking our style. So here's my question. They're going to interview him or introduce him at his presser today at 11. Corey, you're in on these pressers. You're asking questions. What are you looking for out of him today?
Honestly, I'm looking for him to sell us. That's just really it. I want to see how he's going to sell his vision for the team. I know he can't give too much of the juice, but I want to see leadership qualities out of him. I want to see a plan of action. I want to see his first day intentions of when he gets and starts meeting the guys and what he plans to do. Not in the near and distant future.
Okay.
So,
Joey, what are you looking for out of him today?
My thing is kind of like when Brad Holmes was introduced. You know how he kind of just gave his vision as to what he wanted to do and didn't really set the bar too high and wasn't going to say to everybody like, yeah, I'm going to do all this and all this. He kept it real, and that's really all you ask for is just to keep it real. Don't be that guy that comes in there, especially once he really starts taking over the team.
Right.
Don't be a dick like that.
Be a dick.
Like, you got to earn your respect for the team. You're dealing with NFL football players. This isn't college. You got to treat them with the respect that they all deserve. Even though they are on the Lions, they still deserve that respect.
It's so sad how far we've fallen of what we want from our head coach. Just
the
don't be a
disrespect.
dick. Like that's really what we're looking for because of the guy that was just in here berating players, treating everybody like they were below him. And all we're looking for out of the next guy is just don't be a dick.
You know what? I want to come out and apologize. I messed up on my head coach list. Just move Matt Patricia to the top because he set the bar. Welcome. Because he really did set the bar so low that we want a coach who's going to be respectful to his players. Like, that's mind-boggling.
Yeah, we're not talking X's and O's. We're not talking scheme. We're not talking anything, but we just don't want him to be a dick. That's it. That's all Dan Campbell has to do is come here and be a nice guy.
Only in Detroit. That's the only place that's all you ask for out of your coach.
Right. But I do like that he's a hard-nosed football guy. Like, I like those guys as coaches. The guys that are all in, like kind of like a Vrabel. That's how I kind of see Dan Campbell, or I'm hoping Dan Campbell turns into a Mike Vrabel. Just a guy that's obsessed with the game, a guy that played the game. You'll see him out there after a big play, chest bumping with the players, like just as fired up as they are when they score.
And if you judge Brad Holmes' press conference and want to take anything away from that, he said that has to be the attitude for the coach of the Detroit Lions. So if Dan Campbell is the coach, then he must be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you see that being effective for a lot of teams. Like Pete Carroll, even though he's 87 years old, he's out there high-fiving players. He's running up and down the sidelines. You see it with Sean McVay. You see it with the Cliff Kingsbury. You see it with the younger coaches today, too. So, I mean, it'll be fun to see a rah-rah guy out there. You know, Matt Patricia can't run 10 yards, so he wasn't going to run down the field and give anybody a high five. Because then
He was injured most of the time, wheeling in that thing.
this will be him for the next 3 minutes. Good pass, man.
I definitely remember him rolling into the pressures on the little one.
What did he do?
I didn't even know what he did. He was
used
like,
to roll. I don't know how he hurt himself, but he used to
Oh,
come
when
into the
his leg
pressures.
was hurt?
Your knee
Yeah.
or something.
And he was rolling around the whole practice facility with his little cart all the time. Man. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, just like you guys kind of said, too. I just want some leadership out of this guy. And I want a clear path. Like, I'm a clear path guy. That's really, you know, I need clear direction on where we're going, or I can't get us there. You know, if we got guys going this way and guys going this way, it's never going to work. So I want to know that he's on the same page as the GM. I really want them to show a united front, because we don't know how this timing worked out with the coach and the GM and the GM and the coach and all that good stuff.
And you look kind of, I hate comparing the Lions to the Pistons organization so many times, but we kind of are in a similar situation when you look at both organizations. And you see with the changes that the Pistons made with Troy Weaver, I mean, just the energy and the vibe that he brought to the team really left that impact.
Right.
You got players, I know we're not winning and we're blowing big leads for the Pistons, but they're still fighting to the end of games. And that's all you want to see in the team.
And that's interesting you mentioned that. One thing I see similar between Troy Weaver and Brad Holmes, who is yet to make a move, they both refuse to use rebuild.
Right.
Troy Weaver is using restore. Brad Holmes is using retool. So I just found that pretty interesting, that they don't look at it as we need to tear it down when you actually probably do need to.
But you say that, and then you give a coach a 6-year contract, insinuating that it's going to be a rebuild.
Yeah,
so that's
so-
like, I'm already getting some mixed signals from the top leadership there.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if they gave him the 6 years just to make everybody comfortable, or if they understand that this is a 6-year rebuild. Like, this thing's really not going to be back on track till like year 3.
I'm curious to see the total. I've been looking and I have not seen it yet. So if I missed it, my bad. But outside of the 6 years, I have not seen any more terms of the contract. So who knows what the pay is, what type of clause there is if they decide to fire him, how much he gets paid and whatnot. So I'm curious to see when those actual details come out.
This is a great from Joe. He's in the Facebook chat right now. And hi to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. He says, Corey, in the presser today, can you ask Campbell if he'll show more emotion when the Lions get screwed by a referee?
You know what? That is a good question.
It is a good question.
I stayed up all night actually and wrote like 5 questions that I wanted to get just in case somebody takes one of the ones that I have. So, you know what? If somebody takes one of these 5 questions, I promise you I'll ask that one.
And I would love to see that out of a coach. We haven't, like, Caldwell was very calm, collected, you know, and you saw Patricia was not somebody that would ever yell, scream.
Comment, show any emotion.
Yeah. The last guy we had that would do that was Jim Schwartz. And you kind of get a Jim Schwartz vibe from Dan Campbell.
I mean, yeah, he still looks like a player.
He does. I mean, look at him. He's a beast.
He is a beast. Dan the Beast Campbell.
You got to respect him.
I hope he grows out his long hair again and like he gets all sexy.
Puts the pads back on one more time.
Looking like an old Rex Ryan or his brother. What's Rex Ryan's brother's name? Either way, he looks just like Rex, but he's got long hair. And this is what I want to see. I want to see him make a statement today that I am not cutting my hair till the Lions win a playoff game.
Oh, wow.
That hair's going to get real long.
That's what I'm saying, though. But by the time we do, it'll be like kind of like Ben Wallace with the fro.
Yep.
We'll all have wigs on in the stand. We'll be looking like He-Man with the long blonde wigs. And it'll be because this man made that commitment today. So, Dan Campbell, I'm looking at you right now. If you're watching this, I want you to make the commitment. You're not cutting your hair until the Lions win a playoff game.
Now, I will say this. I'm not going to say that this is my question, but the one thing that I am going to be curious about what he has to say today is about Matthew Stafford, because I know the question is going to come up today.
Right.
Because Sheila Fordham said that the future of Matthew Stafford with the team will be up to the new head coach.
So she kicked the can down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Kicked the can down the road.
She knew it was coming.
And that's really going to determine, where we need to, as fans and media, need to set our expectations for the team moving forward. If Stafford's going to be here, okay, what are the expectations? If not, then we'll kind of worry about that then.
Yeah, Darren's bringing up that, like we talked about, he's not a X's and O guy. He's a leader of men, and he kind of points to a Mike Tomlin type situation. So where that kind of leads you is whoever his DC and his OC are going to be major players, and they're going to be doing the majority of the play calling. He's just going to be doing a majority of the people management.
Hey, I'm fine with that. I'm not putting it in the same conversation, but I mean, that's kind of what Phil Jackson was. He was X's and O's, but that was somebody else's system. Phil was a great manager of talent.
Right.
So if he can be a great manager of talent and be a leader, and he has the right X's and O's guys as those coordinators and those position coaches, it can work.
And when you see the Lions like that, that's the biggest need right now. I know we need this position, that position, but
right.
None of that is anything if you don't have somebody that can lead all of them to not even victory, really. It's just more so just leading them into a team type feel.
So will you guys be happy if he retains Bevel as OC? Because those announcements should come out theoretically today
Within
or tomorrow.
the week, yeah.
I'm mixed. If I like Bevel, I do, but at the same time, if he's the coach and he wants to bring in his guys, he should be able to bring in his guys and succeed or fail with his system. So I mean, if he sees something in Bevel where I want to keep Bevel around, cool. But if he wants to go ahead and move on, hey, move on.
Joey, you cool with keeping him?
My only fear in not keeping him is how much change there is to the team.
Right.
But to Corey's point, let the coach kind of have his whole style. Like a part of you being the coach is you get to make the rules and you get the pieces to your team that will help you do what you envision for the team. So.
Yeah, I'm all for them.
Both. Yeah, I really
I'm
am.
all for them keeping Bevel, and it really to me it really has to do with Matthew Stafford. Like if we're gonna ride Stafford out for the next 2-3 years, you keep the same offense. You don't try to make him learn a new offense this year. If you're moving on from him, then maybe you switch up your OC because you're already instilling a new offense. You might as well do it with your young new quarterback on the team. And if this is a 6-year contract, he's got to have that plan in place like today. Like that, we need to know today what that plan is. And so that's why I like keeping Bevel if we're keeping Stafford because of the familiarity. If we're moving off Stafford, then let's bring in the whole new regime. Let's get a new offensive coordinator in here. Let's put in a whole new system and let's grow from there.
As long as Corey Unlin is not returning as defensive coordinator, I'm fine.
And they named a DC, but then they unnamed a DC yesterday, right?
Yeah, so the reports were from NFL Network that Aaron Glenn was going to leave the Saints and come along with Dan Campbell to be the next defensive coordinator. And then, let's say, 10 hours later, Jacina Anderson from ESPN says that he's still entertaining teams. So right now there has not been an announcement regarding the yay or nay, but if it is Aaron Glenn, I think that would be great. Our secondary was, let's just say, they were not good, to be polite. And the Saints, he's done a great job with the Saints secondary, so I would like to see him go ahead and get that shot.
Yeah. I agree on that because it's just, I don't feel good about that whole thing when you have somebody that, especially Ian Rappaport, is putting out there, and then all of a sudden you find out a few hours later that the dude is still interviewing with 2 other teams. He doesn't want to be in Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, if he wanted to, he would have just went ahead and took that job unless somebody just – it depends on who, but who knows?
Yeah.
It's a mystery right now.
I saw a funny tweet yesterday about that because, we brought on Dan Campbell and then we're looking at bringing on the Saints defensive coordinator or on the Saints secondary coach as our defensive coordinator, and it was becoming the Saintriot way. And they're like, oh no, we're not going down this path again. We're not going to be the Saintriots, just like we tried the Patriots.
Right.
This isn't going to work. But as long as we trust the guy, and I'm willing to give anybody a chance at this point, but I don't want to try to steal someone else's culture again. It doesn't work. It does not work.
I mean, the Patriot way came here and it failed miserably.
Oh, awful.
And also too, what would really be the Saints way? They have not. I mean, they've been in the postseason, but they haven't closed it out in the past couple of years.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like if we couldn't get it done trying to be the best, we're not going to get it done trying to be the guys who can't get there.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I just looked up some stuff on, Aaron Glenn. One of the other DC jobs that he can be in line for is the Titans.
Okay.
So
I can see that. I mean, but that's not really it's a DC job, but you got Vrabel there.
Yeah,
so
right.
you're just going to work for a defensive guy already. It's not the same here with the setup that we have. And my understanding of what Dan Campbell is like, we need the guys in those coordinator positions.
Yeah, and he could really put his stamp on the team in Detroit, as like you said, opposed to with the Titans. Vrabel's going to get a lot of that credit.
Right. Yeah. No, here you got a chance to shine, man. Maybe we bring Bieniemy. You think he'd leave to be an assistant here?
No.
I know. I can dream, though. A boy can dream, right?
Especially if you just signed a coach for a 6-year deal ahead of that. It's like,
Right.
There's no chance of growth.
No, you are not. Andy Reid at least may, choke on a turkey leg tomorrow, and you could be the head coach of the Chiefs.
Yeah. Especially when you're in a winning organization like he is with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You stay winning, ride that tail for as long as you can until you do get that big head coaching opportunity.
Ooh, I love this idea out of Kim. Would you have a problem with pursuing Marvin Lewis as DC?
Not at all.
Hell no. Like that's actually the best option for DC I've heard.
Yeah, right now the only right now I don't say only, but right now Marvin Lewis is the co-defensive coordinator at Arizona State under Herm Edwards, so I'm pretty sure he would love to come back into the NFL. I'd take it.
Well, and people didn't want him as a head coach because they were calling him Caldwell 2.0, couldn't get it done in Cincinnati, but
defensive coordinator, something different.
yeah, and you bring him here and you put him as a defensive coordinator. I like guys. We were talking about it yesterday. Like Doug Marrone just got signed to Alabama as their offensive line coach. Alabama is getting former NFL head coaches as line coaches.
That just shows, but you look at the line there, come on.
I get it.
That's the greatest line in the universe.
I get it, but that should be the Lions' philosophy. Like, okay, cool. We got a first-time head coach. Let's support him with former head coaches in the league.
Yeah.
Because usually the former head coaches are DCs that were really damn good DCs, but couldn't get it done as head coaches. So that doesn't mean they're bad DCs. Like, look at Jim Schwartz and what he did when he went to Philly. And even Marty Morningwig turned out to be a decent offensive play caller,
I would like to see them do that philosophy because, like in the NBA, they do it a lot. When you have a rookie head coach, they surround him with veteran assistants, like Steve Nash, rookie head coach, but one of his assistant head coaches is his former head coach,
Right.
Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah. So I love that. Marvin Lewis would be my new choice. I thank you, Kim, for writing that.
Not for head coach. It's not what he's saying.
No, not for head coach. I wouldn't have minded him as head coach, but I'd rather risk it on something I don't know than go with the plain old what I do know, and we know it wasn't going to work with Marvin Lewis.
Do you think it's hard for a Marvin Lewis, for example, to go from being a head coach into having to be a different position below the head coach level?
It's got to be hard for anybody, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're the guy.
Yeah.
Now, first off, depends on where you're at. You might have started out working under a guy, then you go to be the guy, then you lose the job. Now you got to go back to working under somebody else. I'm pretty sure that's hard for anybody.
Right. But the true test of a leader is if you can also turn back into a soldier too.
Yep.
Leaders need to also be a part of the team. They need to accept their role, and if they don't, you're a poor leader.
Exactly. And also too with that, you just may not be a good head coach, but you may be a good coordinator of the offense or the defense, or just a good position coach. So learn your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah, no, I would love that idea of Marvin Lewis, and then keep Bevel as OC, and now you got some cohesiveness on the team. You got your rah-rah guy, and then you got your analytics guy that's supposed to find the dudes to get you the players that you need to make this system work. I can buy into this.
Yeah.
I can see that type of but if they name two OCs that I've never, or two coordinators that I've never heard of, I can't get down with that. I like this path.
Yeah.
I don't want this path.
Also too, it would bring some credibility to the team that is much needed, that they have right and sound football minds in the building. Marvin Lewis, granted his head coaching success lacked a lot, but he still got his team to the playoffs, and even before that, when his work with the he was with the Ravens,
Yep.
he was successful there, so he knows about building winning culture.
Right. Joe mentioned Wade Phillips, who is somebody we mentioned yesterday. I like Wade Phillips. I'm just worried, we were talking, how's his old ass going to get to the field, man? That's the question with Wade Phillips. And he's going to be one of those press box
In the box.
DCs, right? Like, hey, coach, what play are we running?
I mean, hey, it's cool. It's COVID right now. He can go ahead and just chill up in the press box and dial on down.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. So we're going to take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back. The NFL Combine's a little switched up this year. Plus, we got Art here, and we got to be talking about some Conor McGregor fighting coming up next. So the NFL Combine has a different look this year. COVID has changed the game. And Corey, you're pretty mad about this. You were just saying that in this little 30-second break we had.
Man, if we didn't have COVID going on, you know how we talking about like, hey, yeah, Corey, we're gonna sit and you can go to the draft on behalf of us. The Combine is really easy for a whole team to get in. It's just requesting those passes. So we all could have been at the Combine.
Oh, now I'm salty. Yeah, damn.
So,
Have you ever been to a Combine? The Underwear Olympics, as some people call it?
I had a unfortunate situation that prevented me from going, but I got approved to go.
Nice. So if you haven't heard how the Combine has changed, I'll read this little blurb here. The major change is that there is no in-person workouts held at the Combine this year. Instead, any workouts will take place during individual pro days on college campuses. The league stated in the memo that they will work with the schools to encourage consistency and, quote, in testing and drills across pro days to ensure all clubs have access to video from those workouts, irrespective of whether the club is represented at the particular workout. So, I mean, just like everything else has gone in 2020, like it's just going to be a Zoom Combine, essentially.
Just watching film, sounds like.
Yeah, that's all you're doing. But, I mean, what else do you do?
I don't know what else you do, but man, that is just so whack.
Imagine being that scouting pro. Like, how do you really evaluate somebody? I mean, I guess, like, all right, we got our eyes on Justin Fields. Let's go watch Justin Fields at Ohio State's video.
Right.
And just kind of evaluate it that way. But it's something different when you're able to really just kind of walk around and talk to them like they do.
Well, and in-game, in-life speed is a lot different than on video. Like, you can, I'm assuming these scouts are great at what they do, and they can read things that we can't just straight off video when they're watching them in person, like, how they cut, their footwork, all that good stuff that goes into scouting, which I'm hoping our new GM is really on board, because that's what he was the charge of for LA. I wonder what his approach is going to be.
Correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe I'm thinking weirdly about this, but wouldn't this be more work? Because, I mean, everybody who's at the Combine, they're all in one spot, going one after another. Now you're talking about just looking at pro days. Now you got to look at, instead of it was streamlined before, now it's kind of like it's going to be all over the place.
Yeah, but what do you do? I mean, do you create a Combine bubble for 2 weeks and just make everybody stay and then go through it?
I truthfully think that's better, because that way you get to see Justin Fields, for example, throwing the ball to Devontae Smith. So it's like you're seeing some switch up, because now it's all just going to be them throwing it to the same players, them working with the teams that they've already been working with all those years. So you're not seeing anything that you don't see on the football field.
And they just got through playing, championships and all this stuff. This is at least going to be, it's not social distancing, but you can social distance players. Like, okay, like you can separate them in groups, have X, Y, and Z amount of groups come out, run through the drills, and then the next one. I mean, it's possible, I would say, to socially distance it, but it looks like it's going to be more work. I'm just trying to figure out how are they going to streamline this to make it easier, because it seems like videos and information and stuff can get lost in translation and stuff like that. It's possible.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just time consuming. I mean, my goodness, and I don't know. I like the combine. I like watching it. Like last year, watching Jake Fromm and Jacob Eason throw with, Joe Burrow and stuff like that. And you could tell, oh my God, Jacob Eason has a freaking rocket as an arm. He may not be a good quarterback, but damn, watching that guy throw the football 80 yards was mighty impressive. And we're not going to get to see that this year. And like you said, it's just going to be their comfort zone, throwing to the same guys, making sure their timing routes are down. I like when they switch it up and they have different players to throw to, because quarterbacks need to adjust to different players. If you're always throwing to the same guy, the timing is just going to be there nonstop.
My frat brother, Deion Willis Jr., he just commented it in the chat, and he plays football at University of Rochester. He says this is going to be terrible for non-Power 5 players.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Because how do they're not going to be on the same pedestal either way.
That's what I'm thinking. It may actually be good for non-Power 5 players.
I don't know.
Because now your tape just needs to get slipped in. You know?
But who's really gonna be checking for it? Whereas in the combine, you're all there, so somebody you get that look.
I'm telling you, if I was a part of this combine from your own campus type thing, I would make it to the league. I would have the best photo video editor in the world.
Right.
I'd make the hypest video, post that everywhere, boost it on Facebook.
Screw that. No, we're doing that. We're doing that. We need to make Joey a combine video, and we need to submit it to every pro team and see if we can get you at least a look. Call back.
I am going to personally volunteer myself to shoot and edit that.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. I'm talking, we got to go hard. Like, the drone got to come out.
We'll get Joik to put on some pads, too.
Yep.
You could go out, like, on Wayne State's field.
Yep.
And, you could show, like, you can tackle Joik. You can throw to Joik.
Yep.
You can hand off to Joik. Like, because what position would you want to?
Receiver. It'd be wide receiver.
Oh, okay. Well, then we need somebody to throw you the ball.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
we'll get Matthew Stafford.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get Matthew Stafford.
If you get Stafford, I think you got a good chance of getting that looked at by an NFL team.
He's going to throw that first ball, and you're going to see me like,
Joey breaks his finger right off the rip.
I'm good.
So the combine, it's going to be different, and so's the Pro Bowl this year. We touched on it a month or so ago, but I like the Pro Bowl idea. They're just playing Madden. Like, that's fun.
It's all right.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that over the years, the Pro Bowl to me has just diminished in value. I think that honestly, if they just did away with the game and just announce Pro Bowl selections like they do All Pro, or just keep it as All Pro, I would be fine. But the Pro Bowl is like, all right.
Yeah, that's why I like this Madden thing. Like, the Pro Bowl has lost its luster. When I was a kid, I used to look forward to it. Oh, man. And now it's just, these guys won't even hit each other. They just run up and touch each other. You can't touch the quarterback.
He's down.
Yeah,
targeting.
There's no real tackling. There's no real pride, because these guys are businesses, man. They're not about to screw up their life for a Pro Bowl game. I understand it, but I like this idea because at least they're going to be competitive playing Madden.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to put some new eyes on that whole esports aspect of things, so I guess it could work.
Yeah.
It's crazy how big video gaming really has gotten recently, too, because, like, yesterday, Baligian had on Darius Slay, former Lion, now with the Eagles, and they were just talking about video games the whole time, and, like, this is, like, a cool thing to do because you get to see them playing as themselves in video games. Like, that's just so fun.
Yeah, and that's why we have an esports team here at Woodward Sports, and we're streaming pretty much every night on Twitch, right, Art? Art is the man for our esports. So yeah, every night
from 7 to 9.
Every night, 7 to 9 on Twitch. So make sure if you have a Twitch, you follow us and watch our guys play. They're normally playing Call of Duty. Tarkov is a lot of what we're playing right now. Sometimes Madden slips in there, but I mean, it's fun to watch these guys go at it, and it's fun to watch guys like Art take on like real athletes like Joik and beat them in esports.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. Darius Slay can get it too. I've said that. I'm gonna make T-shirts that say Darius Slay can get it. And yeah, if you missed that episode, you could see that Baligian and Bell on YouTube.
Yeah, and that was yesterday. You were talking trash.
Yeah, that was
right?
yesterday. Yeah, it just came out of nowhere, and Joik always running his mouth, so I had to let Darius know that he's no different. I'll take on any NFL player. OBJ can get it. That's the only reason I know their names is because they play video games and they suck at them.
You think they all suck?
I will say OBJ is really good.
Is he?
He plays with Dr. Disrespect, who's like one of the biggest gamers ever. I haven't watched Darius Slay play, but
Dude, he's been playing for a minute, too.
I'm not too confident. I mean, listen, let's be honest. Yeah.
Well, you're 2-0 against Joik, right?
Yeah, 2-0 against Joik, and like I said, Darius can get it. I mean, if Barry Sanders is playing COD, he can get it too. Like, retired, still playing, I don't care. Like, I'll watch it.
He's taking down all the goats.
That's what Barry's just doing at home, just playing COD all day.
He becomes the best Call of Duty player on the planet. Is like Barry Sanders
playing against kids. These kids look at him like, who the hell is this old man?
Right. So yeah, that's how the Pro Bowl is going to be played this year. It's through Madden, which I think is fun. I think it's awesome, and I'm actually probably going to watch at least a quarter, which is about the same as I used to watch the other Pro Bowl too. So you're not losing me as a viewer.
That's real.
They should play it on Madden, on Nickelodeon.
Oh, there
Just
we
put
go.
them all together.
I love Nickelodeon
That
football.
actually makes the most sense.
I mean,
It does.
going after the target demo.
Another big thing happening this weekend, and it's going on right here at Woodward Sports, is we're hosting a UFC watch party for the McGregor fight. And I just keep calling it the McGregor fight because that's the only person I care about in this fight. Art, you know a lot more about the MMA and all that fun stuff. But these two are going at it Saturday night, 10 p.m. We're going to do a live stream watch party from here. And during that watch party, we're giving away something pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So we teamed up with Proper 12, which is Conor McGregor's whiskey company, and we're giving away a limited edition. It's like one of 500 made LED Proper 12 signs. You can see it in the corner by Stick. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, so, I mean, Conor's coming back after 1 year being inactive. He fought Donald Cowboy Cerrone. He was kind of a gatekeeper of the lightweight division. Knocked him out in 40 seconds, and then just basically took the year off. He couldn't get any other fights booked. Obviously, with not having crowds, that's kind of an issue because Conor is a gate-selling machine. But yeah, this is the rematch. So Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, round 2. The first fight was years ago. It ended in a first-round knockout for Conor McGregor, and it's going to be real interesting to see what happens.
I love getting together with the boys on UFC night, man. They're like... UFC, when the fights are great, is some of the most entertaining sporting events that you could be around. Like when a guy starts beating the hell out, you're like, get him, get him, get him. The next thing you know, the guy's like fighting back and he wins the fight. You didn't see it coming. Like, I love UFC, and Conor McGregor is the homie. So
It's one of the best,
Yeah,
too.
we're rooting for Conor McGregor this weekend. Who are you rooting for, Art? Who do you think is going to win this fight?
I think it's different in the rematch. I think Dustin Poirier, I mean, he's fought Max Holloway. He's fought some of the greatest lightweights and featherweights of all time. I think it's going to be a lot closer this time around than the first fight. Poirier just came off of, his last fight was in June. So he's been a little bit more active, and he won 5 rounds against an amazing striker known as Dan Hooker, who's also on this card. So I don't want to make a prediction until like the day of the fight, honestly, because I've been going back and forth so much. But I'm definitely excited for gambling in Michigan. I'm going to be placing some bets.
Oh, wow. That's the day before, too.
Yeah,
because it drops
tomorrow,
that Friday at
tomorrow
noon.
at
Yeah.
noon, they're launching it. So if you've got, any of the apps, in my bookie especially, use that promo code Woodward, get 50% bonus on your deposit.
I love
That's
that.
the thing about this, too, man. Like, with my bookie, it's made so easy.
Right, and you can do it on anything, any fight, and the prop bets there are awesome. And then, like we talked about, I like that they pay you in crypto. Like if you nobody's carrying cash anymore, and the debit cards are tough to hook up to these new apps and stuff like that. They got to go through your whole banking system. It's really weird, but with my bookie, it's really simple. What's up, Fish? Talking to
Fish, come on over here. Come on over here.
Fish raising his hand because he's got a fact or something to tell us.
Jake Paul is fighting April 17th, and the opponent's to be
Get out.
determined.
It's like we don't care about Jake Paul. Get out of here.
What did he
Fish.
say the opponent's what?
Jake Paul. Who's his opponent?
It's to be determined. So in April, yesterday, Jake decided to get a banner and fly an air. Well, he didn't fly an airplane. He paid someone to fly an airplane with a banner that says Conor McGregor is afraid of Jake Paul.
Over Fight Island?
No, it was in
Oh.
Miami. It was in Miami.
Then that's
It-
weak.
It's
If you wanted to boss up, you do it over Fight Island.
listen, YouTube YouTubers have no right reason or respect to be in an octagon. At boxing, I could kind of see, but it's the stupidest conversation ever. Conor would wash Jake Paul, and literally, I would say no more than 5 punches. I mean, it's just, it's embarrassing to even talk. I understand why Fish, and I will say thank you, Fish, for bringing it up, but it's just not even worth talking about. 10 p.m. this Saturday, pay-per-view, watch party. We're going to be giving away the sign. Follow Art of Combat Pod on all the socials.
I hate the YouTuber thing. I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and talk MMA more than Art because he's the genius, but it's just like, I don't like these YouTubers going after people that are trained fighters. Like, if you're going to go fight Joe Blow, like fight a Nate Robinson or another athlete, so be it. But boxers and MMA fighters, like, don't get yourself killed.
Especially like when you think of the respect factor. Like if some bum were to go up against Nate Robinson in basketball when he was at his prime, it's like there's just no respect when they're going from one to another. And these YouTubers, especially when you look at the Paul Bros, like that's what they do. They trash talk, and now this is going to be their new thing of how they gain fame.
I actually don't hate it. I got to be honest. I don't hate it.
Because you're waiting for them to just get knocked out.
They will get theirs eventually. Somebody's going to knock them the hell out. And on top of that, like, I was an old school boxing fan, and this is like Don King style. Like, you don't want this fight. You're scared of this fight. Like, and that's how boxing used to be. Like, that's how the promotion happened. You would have some outlandish like claim by somebody who had no business trying to fight Mike Tyson. Next thing you know, Tyson being there whooping the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's just trash. He's gonna like, who's fighting Floyd? Logan?
Logan.
He's
Paul
gonna
is.
get a payday for getting his ass kicked.
But the thing is it's an exhibition match, and that's what everyone forgets. Is it's like Tyson did fight Roy Jones Jr., but it was an exhibition match where there's really like no rules. There's set regulations, but it's like, hey, get in there and spar for a little bit. I mean, Tyson looked great, but this whole thing of YouTubers getting involved in MMA, I think Dana would never let that happen because it takes away the respect of the UFC.
Yeah, but
I respect that.
That's why I'm saying this is more like old school boxing. This ain't UFC, and UFC's not down with that. These guys are trained animals. You know that. They're ready to step in the ring or the octagon and absolutely murder whatever you put in front of them. Boxing has become more about the show, more about the flash, because they got to bring people in. Nobody's showing up to boxing anymore.
I will say this, though, like getting back to a real sport with the UFC, a Conor McGregor card, you brought this up, like watching fights as bros is fun. There's nothing like a Conor McGregor card. It used to be Ronda Rousey, and it was like you get excited, or Brock Lesnar. Connor's on a superstar level. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning 2 nights ago, and he liked my photo. It would be, and I'm dropping that in the chat just to say it. But like, imagine for you guys, like Tom Brady liking your photo. Like, not saying that Connor's the GOAT when it comes to MMA, but it was just like, holy shit, like I thought I was dreaming, and even if it was like his agent or his manager, like who gives a shit? Like, he has a level of like Joey actually gives a shit about the fights this weekend. Corey does, Stick does. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
Normally, they're on the 257th UFC card. Like, there's been so many great fights. There's been few that people are like millions and millions sold.
Oh yeah, this is gonna break records for sure. It's gonna break records.
What is your prediction? I'll give you my prediction, but I want to hear yours on pay-per-view sold.
Oh geez, I mean over 100 million, easy.
Over 100 million?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say I think when it comes to the streaming service and everything, the biggest record I think is like 1.72 million. I'd have to double check.
That's the highest right now is over 1.7 million.
Yeah, like, and it's all Conor cards. Like the top 4, 3 of them are Conor cards. So
you're telling me only 1 million people buy the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I'm guessing with this pay-per-view here, 1.6 to 1.7 million.
No, this is gonna at least, I take back my 100. This is gonna at least be like 2.5.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going
It's the
150.
only thing going on.
And I think you were thinking of like total people watching with like the ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
So you're saying over 2 million.
Yes. Dude,
Okay.
There's no other games Saturday night. There's nothing else going on. You're leading into like one of the biggest NFL weekends of all time. It's Conor effing McGregor. He's been doing proper 12 promotion forever. He's the biggest fighter on the planet. He creates the biggest buzz. And once again, there's nothing else going on tomorrow night.
Even the casual person who does not even give a crap about MMA is buying it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't buy these fights ever. I really don't. But do you think with like restaurants and all that being closed, that affects sales like tremendously?
I think it makes it bigger. So like when you think of what Buffalo Wild Wings does, they have like the watch parties and they get 100 people in one small space. Those 100 people have to find friends to go over and watch the fights and chip in or whatever the case may be. And I know Uncle Dana doesn't like more than one person watching a pay-per-view, but let's be honest.
So no. You know, like at a B-dubs, like businesses, you have to pay per box.
It's like $5,000 to buy the pay-per-view to host, and it's a limited number of people too. I think with this, like me personally, if I wasn't watching it here and having a watch party, I would be at home and I would find $70. Like this is one of those pay-per-views that you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah.
No, and we're definitely going to be watching it here, so make sure you tune in live. It's going to be Saturday night, 10 p.m. We are doing our watch party here, and you can win that Proper 12 light-up sign that's right behind me, and we'll tell you how you can win it. But make sure you watch it Saturday night. It's going to be fun. And even if you don't get the fight, you can watch us watching the fight, and it's like hanging out with the boys.
My favorite is when you see the reactions, like, because, when you're watching it, but when you're watching someone else's reaction to watching it, it's the greatest thing because you just see them just sitting all quiet. Gets a good hit. Oh! They just all jump up.
I love those. So, Art, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with some more NFL talk because we got to start heating up, man. The weekend is coming. The weekend is almost here. And the Tigers. We got some good Tigers news, guys.
Tigers are almost back.
I did some homework on this one.
Yeah, you did?
Just a little bit.
I love that about you, Corey. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
So, we got young teams here in Detroit right now. The Pistons, very young. Red Wings, very young. Tigers, very young. Lions, mixed bag.
Yeah.
Right? So we got young people in charge of the Lions. But the Tigers actually had every year they list the prospects, the top 100 prospects coming into the league or that are young in the league. And how many do you think, I'm not even going to go top 100, I'm going to go top 40, do you think the Tigers had in the top 40?
Two?
You did your research, right?
I could be still wrong, but when I did my research, it was 5.
It is 5. They have
Top 40?
5 of the top 31 prospects in Major League Baseball. And the one I'm most excited about is Torkelson. Like, that was our #1 overall pick last year. The dude is an absolute house. He's going to play third base for us for hopefully the next 15 years. He's got a great bat. He was one of the purest hitters ever in college baseball. And now he's a Tiger, and people are starting to get the buzz about him.
Yeah, I was watching some clips on him. Didn't see a lot of power, but he has a good bat. It was always connecting. His batting average in college was good. Batted .337. If he's consistent with that, that's a great prospect moving forward for the team.
How does it translate when you step up to the big leagues?
It's completely different.
Way different?
Some guys can transcend pretty well, but you're switching from aluminum bats going to wood bats. You're going against guys that are consistently throwing 95, 97, 98, 99 miles an hour. In college, you may run into a couple of those guys along the way, but you're mostly facing like high 80s, low 90s. It's an adjustment, especially for hitters. Pitchers, little different story. It's a little easier for them to adjust to the league. But, sometimes you see guys like Torkelson, and he should be the guy. And everybody saw that last year with him coming out in the draft, and we took him, and I'm happy we did, man.
It's crazy when you say, 100-mile-per-hour balls. Dude, what's the fastest ball you've hit? Because for me, I never played baseball growing up. I'll go play with the homies, but then I go to the batting cages, and I'm hitting, 35-mile-per-hour ball? Is that the...
Is that what you hit?
What is it? Like the middle
35,
increment?
45, 55, 65, and 75 is usually the top one at a batting cage.
And it's like... when I see those top speeds on that, I'm like, damn.
The fastest guy I ever faced, his name was Ryan Anderson. He got drafted by the Seattle Mariners.
Oh, wow.
Dude was about 6'7". He played for Dearborn Divine Child, left-hander. and threw just heat, absolute heat. He topped out at like 99 in high school.
Oh,
and damn. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. He was supposed to be like the next Randy Johnson, but when he got to Seattle, he had some issues, and life happens. Things don't work out as you plan. But that was the fastest ball I had ever seen live in my life, like while I'm on a team.
And you didn't even hit it?
No, hell no.
That's crazy.
But a kid on our team stole home on him, which I thought was crazy. Like, how do you steal home on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball? But he did.
I'm still learning about, pitching and everything like that, but Casey Mize looked pretty good.
Mize looks great. And that's 3 of our top prospects are pitchers, which you love, because this is kind of what Dave Dombrowski did to build up the old team. He had a great farm system. We were able to trade away those pieces and bring in better pieces and, make sure that our whole team was on the way up. Then Dave Dombrowski traded everything while on his way out, but that's a different story. He did build a nice farm system. So we got Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green. He's an outfielder. He's one of the top 31. And then 3 pitchers, Casey Mize, Matt Manning, and Tariq Struble.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
5 of them top 31?
And I like that. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
And, we should have... Last year was kind of just a weird year for baseball in general, but a lot of these young guys were able to get out there and play. Ron Goddenhire is now not our coach, and I'm excited to see what A.J. Hinch can do with these young guys. Hopefully he doesn't cheat like he did, in his last job.
Hey,
but beggars can't be choosers.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
He was definitely trying. That whole Astros team definitely tried. Red Sox definitely trying. And that was the weird thing about the whole Hinch situation. Like, he really didn't jump on the grenade and take the blame for it. He said he kind of didn't know what was going on, and that's the only thing I don't love about the way he handled it. Like, you got to own that situation. Be like, listen, even if I didn't know about it, I'm the leader of this. It was happening under my watch, and this is where we're at.
Is baseball the most commonly cheated in sport?
Oh, I would say so for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just part of the game. It's part of the culture. Like, pitchers putting rosin on the ball. Like, there's just stealing signs. It's just, it's part of it. It's part of the gamesmanship of baseball. Like, I don't get upset when the guy's banging a trash can in the outfield to let you know it's a curveball.
Right.
People freaked out about what happened with the Astros, but, you still got to hit the curveball.
Exactly.
Whatever.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, man.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I mean, they've got I don't see how people can, pick and choose about it, because it's the whole steroid era in baseball did happen, even though they try to act like it didn't. So
right, and that's to me, that's like cheating.
Yeah.
Like that's changing your body to be better. Not I put a little slice on the ball so I can throw a harder curve. Like, it's just
right.
One's being crafty, the other one is just blatantly cheating. So we just wanted to talk about the 5 prospects for the Tigers. It's great to see that we're getting some national love for the Detroit Tigers. And if you want love, make sure you go to growgreenmi.com. They got tons of deals going on right now. I mean, you can get your soil, you can get your lights, you can get your nutrients, you can get everything that you need to have a complete garden in your home, and $50 flat rate shipping. So whatever you need, go to growgreenmi.com, order it up, they'll ship it to your house. No matter where you're watching right now in Michigan, it's $50 flat rate, which is awesome. Plus, they're a local company, which, we love locals, so shout out to Grow Green MI. Mention Woodward Sports and get hooked up with a free t-shirt.
Grow Green.
Grow Green MI. So the playoffs. Talk about playoffs.
How sad, be honest, how sad are you getting? It's starting to get closer and closer to the last big weekend.
Yeah. The more I think about it, the more sad I get. Thanks, Joey.
I honestly do not get sad until the Super Bowl is over.
Yeah.
Because for me, I don't know why, even though I know the end is near, it doesn't even set in until I see that confetti go off. And I'm like, damn, it's over.
Now what? Well, there's a lot of fun that I feel like we're gonna have in the Lions off season too this year.
I mean, that's been the Lions fan Super Bowl is our off season, because you have hope back, and you got we can do it next year. We can do it next year, and
until the season starts.
Until the season starts, and then you lose that first game in traumatic fashion like we had the past 3 years, and you get kicked right in the dick, and then it's like, hey, Lions football's back. I miss this feeling. Yeah, so
the one-sided relationship that all they do is take joy and never give it back.
It's true.
Literally.
It's definitely true. So Kansas City, Obviously, the big news out of Kansas City is whether Mahomes is going to play or not. He practiced yesterday, but he's still under the protocol. There's still 5 steps he has to go through to get through the protocol. If he doesn't play on Sunday, what chance do you give Kansas City to win?
40% chance.
40% chance.
I'm going lower. I'm giving them 20.
Yeah, because
even right now, when you look at it, they're still not a guaranteed favorite in this game. It's not like, I mean, yeah, everybody thinks that the previous champs are going to end up winning it, but without their quarterback, especially if they come in game planning, knowing that Mahomes isn't playing the game, apply pressure on Chad Henne, he's going to fold under pressure.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a poll, and it was, I guess it wasn't a poll. It was Vegas's percentage. If Mahomes plays, they have like a 62% chance of winning the game. If he doesn't, it's a 20% chance of losing the game. Or winning the game.
Winning the game, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that is a major swing over one player. And you got to ask yourself, if he doesn't play, where does that leave them? And how are they going to adjust their offense to go against the Bills' defense? Like, this is not an easy task if Kansas City loses Patrick Mahomes. And I know we keep showing it behind us. But he, look at this. Like, I don't know how he got a concussion. Everybody keeps saying he got knocked out.
But
or he got choked out.
To think that after seeing that in the condition that he's in, that he's able to play a football game a week later, it's just really scary to me.
Right.
It is, because, I mean, yeah, he's a professional player. He gets hit all the time. We don't even really see what happened on that play. But, I mean, if he's good to go, he's good to go. But if not, this is going to be a scary week for the Chiefs.
I think it depends on how the Chiefs plan to use Henne, because they can't play the same way and throw the same type of balls that they had with Mahomes, but they still have Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, and as long as you just play to Henne's strength and he just protects the ball, it's possible that he could game manage a win out of there. I mean, you are going up against the number 2 offense in the league, so that's going to be tough, because Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are playing career football right now. But I just believe that as a coach, I believe in Andy Reid. I believe that he can, at least for one game plan around Henne to squeeze one out if needed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what that locker room's looking like right now.
Anything is possible.
I mean, Henne given Sunday, we've seen all the memes, and I get it, but if you're in that locker room looking around, and it's like, all right, we won a Super Bowl last year, we're defending our championship this year, and Pat Mahomes is sitting there not suited up, you're not feeling well going into that game.
I'm gonna give. First off, would I be surprised if Josh Allen comes out there and they just wipe the floor with him? I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So let's make that clear. I do know that, but at the same time, I do think that Chad Henne could have his Nick Foles moment. Just for now, going past that, not at all. Regardless of, he's not, just outside of that one game, you can't go farther with him. But for one game, I can give him Nick
My
Foles
thing
moment.
is this. I want Chad Henne going off as a legend that he is right now. I don't want him, all right, he takes them, gets this miraculous win, even though they were ahead last week, and then he's got to start this game and then just gets embarrassed. I don't want that. The dude deserves better, all right?
I mean, we haven't mentioned Chad Henne's name in about 17 years.
Dude's 35. Literally 17 years when he was playing for Michigan.
And now, like, what's crazy to me is it could be an all-Michigan quarterback Super Bowl. You could have Chad Henne versus Tom Brady.
Okay, that's going too far. I don't think Chad Henne will even, if the Chiefs win, don't think that Chad Henne would start in the Super Bowl.
No, okay, but it's fun to think about.
But what if Chad Henne comes balls out this week against the Bulls, the Bulls, and leads them to the Super Bowl? Come on, he's got to deserve that Super Bowl opportunity.
And Mahomes is healthy?
I'm just messing with you.
I wish Adam was in here. Adam would be going fucking nuts right now. No, if Mahomes is healthy, you got to play Mahomes. We all know that. But I love the idea that I don't love the idea that Mahomes can't play. But
Michigan versus Michigan.
Michigan versus Michigan. What more do you want? Like, how fun is that?
Man, just let Mahomes get cleared and they say that Haney's going to start the game, you're going to see like a Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan situation.
And he comes in and smacks him right in the knee.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Oh, man. I love that happened here in Detroit, too. Like, no other place could a chick that was for figure skating get her knee destroyed but Detroit by some fat dude that they just paid to do it. Like, that whole story, I know we're 25, 30 years removed from it, but the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding story is probably the most gangster shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's classic.
Dude.
All I can just every time I see that clip, all I just hear is the why.
Why? But for real, like that is such a gangster moment in sports history. Like probably the most gangster moment in sports history. Like you're literally taking out your opponent by crushing their knee with a baton. Where else have you seen anything close to that?
It's never been anything else close to that.
The only thing I can think of is like the movie The Last Boy Scout, where he's running down the field and he pulls out a gun for blocking. Like that's the only thing I can think of.
That's classic.
But damn, yeah, Nancy Kerrigan, man, what a crazy story that happened here in Detroit. So much history in Detroit.
All
Joey.
the history
In Detroit. NWA got ran off the stage in Detroit. We just talked about it on Monday. Dr. Martin Luther King gave his first "I Have a Dream" speech in Detroit. Just so much good things have happened in Detroit. That's why I love it here. So yeah, I don't think they have a chance without him, and they need him to play. And obviously, they're going to rush him through the concussion protocol. This is just formality at this point. He's going to play.
Yeah, they wouldn't say what stage he was at, but if they're talking about him this much, he's pretty much probably going to be a go.
Yeah. So that's one of the games we're looking forward to. We're going to cover the other 3 teams that are still left in the playoffs. Joey, right after your news. You want to hit your news right now?
Yeah, let's get a little Woodward sports update. So, guys, we're about 2 hours away from introducing our new head coach, Dan Campbell, baby.
Yeah!
Some excitement in the football world for Detroit fans. We are not what's it called? We're not doing it's a restore season, right? Retool.
No, it's a rebuild. It's a 6-year contract for Dan Campbell. It's a rebuild.
We're just trying to use better terms, right? So this is definitely the rebuild. But the NBA yesterday, we talked about the Pistons blowing another 17-point lead in the fourth quarter against the Atlanta Hawks. Lost 123-115. We'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, though, made the return to the court for the Nets and ended up having a hell of a game. But my biggest thing in watching that was he just didn't seem like he wanted to be on that court. He didn't. Did you guys see like his attitude? He just didn't seem like he wanted to be there.
I mean, that's Kyrie. Like, it's just Kyrie's going to Kyrie. We've learned that since he won his championship. He's just been a diva, period.
You know what? He's had his diva moments, but I also think that he's going through something. And if he is, I know friends who dealt with mental health issues. Saying
right.
Myself,
so what do you think he's going through? I know we don't want to speculate and like throw anything out there, but you know, in your professional opinion, like, what do you think this guy's going through? He's got the world by the balls, and none of it seems to matter.
Honestly, just off of just hearing him talk in certain interviews, he loves the game of basketball, but I think that it's also at the same time the furthest thing from his mind. He's really focused on being involved in the community, his activism, just being a supportive. Like, he just bought George Floyd's family a house.
Yep.
He's donated money to WNBA players when their paychecks were being affected. I think he's just more so focused on his humanitarianism as opposed to playing the game of basketball. And it's not really a good thing, which is why, you know, the other day, Stephen A. Smith suggested that he retire, because if that's where his focus is, he should go ahead and go through that. I mean, Maya Moore, she gave up her career to save a guy out of prison.
And then she married him. That is a weird story.
That's love, baby.
That is a strange story.
And you got to think, she didn't walk out at the tail end of her career. She walked out in her prime. So I kind of think, just to kind of bring us full circle, I kind of think Kyrie is somewhere in that same boat. So if he retired at the end of the season, it wouldn't surprise me.
But my thing is this, is that he commits to the season. He's got a lot of fans, a lot of young fans looking up to him. They expect more out of him throughout this whole process. I know he might be going through some things, and I hope he's well. You know, I wish him well always. But when you take on an NBA season, you got to deliver to the fans no matter what.
Yeah.
You do. It's just with those things. It's really tricky because it's case by case, and it's really hard to judge it from on the outside.
For sure, we don't know.
Yeah, well, to me, it's a slip. It's a kind of a catch-22 though,
Yeah.
because the reason he is able to be an activist, the reason he's able to do all these good things in the community, the reason he's able to buy houses for George Floyd's family, is because the money he gets from the NBA, the platform that he has with the NBA. So to throw that out. I'm not saying it destroys what he has, because you can still help out. You don't need to be an NBA player to help out by any stretch of the imagination. But at the same time, you give yourself much bigger tools in your belt to use when you're in the NBA.
Exactly. So like I'm saying, if you're going to still be playing the game of basketball, like going through a season right now, if you want to do that, you have to make sure that your job is coming first, being an NBA player. If you want to do what Maya Moore did and step away from the game and go do it and give your all to it, hey, I'm more power to you.
You can
more
always
respect.
come back too.
Yeah, there's just like I said, if he does that, he's not coming back.
But let's be honest, like Kyrie's always had distractions. You know,
Yeah.
the Uncle Drew video that he wanted to shoot and all that stuff. Like, it hasn't always been about basketball. And whether it's philanthropy or whether it's, wanting to move to LA and be a star, I don't know. Like, just he can do what he wants. He's a grown-ass man, and I'll never judge him. If he wants to help the community, help the community. But it's just weird how you're pimping your team, collecting the check, and then saying, I want to help people.
I mean, yeah, I see your point, but also too, I don't even think it's really just Kyrie. I think it's just a lot of the NBA players right now. They want the riches of that NBA contract, but they don't want the responsibility of being an NBA player.
Right.
And your job as an NBA player, you have to honor your contract first, then do everything else. I mean, like I said, you can still do everything you want to do on the side, but being a player and during your job, that's got to come, first.
Right. Joey, what else you got in your news? Sorry, we kind of broke out there. And then
we definitely
sidetracked with Kyrie, but that's a good conversation to have, man.
Yeah, and then, you look at the rest of the Nets team right now. James Harden ended up dropping another triple-double.
Damn.
And KD with 38 points. And just to preview a couple of the games coming up, Pistons and the Wings are back playing tomorrow. Pistons versus the Rockets at 7 p.m. And then tomorrow, the Wings taking on the Blackhawks at 8 p.m.
You got Jeremy Grant versus Christian Wood coming up.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited about that.
That's a fun matchup for the Pistons. So let's get back into a little bit of NFL football. More games are happening, and like I said, we're going to cover them all in depth tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a football-heavy show. But I wanted to go over a couple questions for each team so we could start talking about this and ramp it up towards the weekend. If Brady wins this Super Bowl, is he the GOAT of GOATs?
No.
No. Is that because Rob Parker said that yesterday?
No, because Brady already is.
Oh, the GOAT.
Okay.
When I say GOAT of GOATs, I mean like you're talking Gretzky, you're talking Jordan.
He already is.
Especially if you see what he did.
Like that, Corey.
Especially when you see, who else could we name that did what he did? To do everything that he's given to the Patriots organization, then to leave, then you see that team fail, not make the playoffs first time in freaking forever ever, then you go over to the Bucks, who have not had anything since like 2002, and then does it over there.
Yeah.
Like, that is beyond GOAT status right there.
I thought Brady was the GOAT for a long time. Here's what cemented Brady as being the GOAT for me. It's on YouTube. The NFL films mic'd up when it was the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl. They were down by the big lead,
35
and you heard, and all you hear is LeGarrette Blount on the sideline saying, well, "We got Tom Brady, hands down, bro, the GOAT." And because the guy was like one of his teammates, I can't remember which teammate it was. He was starting to not believe they could come back. He's like, "Dude, we got Tom Brady, hands down, the GOAT. You better never forget that." What happened?
They came back. That was such a crazy Super Bowl, man.
Listen, if we're talking about being mic'd up, I'm giving the GOAT status award to Matthew Stafford in 2009 versus the Browns.
Yep.
That's GOAT status right there.
I love that video, but I also hate that that's the video we have to lean back on for
11 years ago.
A great moment. Right. Like, that's all we got. We got it early, which was awesome, but
right.
Damn, I wanted more. Yeah, to me,
What do you think?
I think if Tom Brady wins this Super Bowl, he's by far the greatest sporting player of all time. Period.
Yeah.
And we had Rob Parker on yesterday arguing that he was the luckiest player of all time. And you could say that because you could go back and any single game point out, oh, if this interception didn't happen, this wouldn't have happened. But you can do that for every team that's won every Super Bowl of all time.
And he said in that article, too, he said he should have thrown 3 interceptions last week. How many did he throw? Zero.
Zero.
So it's like you can't say that.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, club.
It's not lucky. I mean, the play is the play.
Yeah. And that's it. He's won the games. He can only beat who you put in front of him.
Yeah.
And to me, like I always talk about, your presence should be felt just as much as your absence. And we've seen that today all season, really, with Tom Brady, what the Patriots turned into. They're a 12-win team if Brady's there. They are.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that simple. I mean, history has proven that. Then he left, and they didn't make the playoffs for the first time in, 12 years? And his team is going to potentially go to the Super Bowl.
And the thing I really hate about the luck part about it is, when you really look at it, Brady lost 2 of his Super Bowls based off of pure luck. Let's be real. Really, anybody?
Thank you.
That's a great point.
Eli Manning had no chance winning either one of those Super Bowls. A friggin' helmet catch. Get out of here. Come on.
Yeah,
both of those Super Bowls that Eli Manning had, if you want to say that Tom Brady is lucky, Eli Manning's 2 Super Bowls are fraudulent.
Yeah, David Tyree catching the ball on his helmet, that should not have happened.
Badass catch, though. But
I wish we would have brought that point up yesterday to Rob. I didn't even think about that. The 2 losses he does have in the Super Bowl are flukes by fluke teams. One of the times they were undefeated, and then the team just got lucky.
Hell, even look at the I don't even want to say this was luck. I believe that it was just a bad job by the defensive guru. Brady threw for freaking 500 yards or something. They had like 500 yards of offense against the Eagles.
Yeah,
in that Super Bowl. So whatever.
Whatever.
But like for real, like, you look at just both teams. I mean, how good does that feel for Tom Brady? I know obviously the Patriots mean the world to him probably still, but to be able to leave and then see the best team in NFL turn into not the best team in the NFL and not even make the playoffs, it's just crazy.
Yeah. And that says a lot. And, and I'm looking at the stats right here for NFL history. Tom Brady is sitting second in passing yards to Drew Brees. Tom Brady's got 79,204. Drew Brees has 80,358. And then you go to passing completion percentage. Tom Brady is number 2. With completions, he's number 2. Passing TDs, he's sitting at number 1. And, I mean, it's just everywhere you look, he's 1 or 2. And that's in a league when Peyton Manning came through. He's played in an era with Drew Brees, Brett Favre, Dan Marino. Rivers is on this list. Aaron Rodgers doesn't even come close to Tom Brady on a lot of stats.
And the fact that he did this and he was, pick 199?
Yes.
199. He wasn't the greatest at U of M. Even he wasn't the greatest in the draft, obviously. To do that from 7th round, I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah. So I think we all agree. If Tom Brady wins this championship, well, you already agree.
He's already the GOAT. It just does. He's already the GOAT. If Tom Brady does this, regardless of how he plays, if in his postseason he goes through Drew Brees, regardless of who it is, it's still Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and either Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen en route to a title, hosting the Super Bowl at home. That's why I said you got to walk out and drop the mic.
You do. I 100% agree with you, but it's just like, do you do that to Tampa? I mean, you gave him a W.
What does he care about Tampa Bay, right?
Look at the Raptors. Kawhi Leonard didn't want to go there. He brought them their ring. When Kawhi came back, they didn't care that he left. They celebrated him like, it's true. Thanks for that shit, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, I would do the same if they came to the Lions for 1 year, got us the Super Bowl and left. What's up, Art?
How much of winning a championship, winning a ring, winning a Stanley Cup, winning, the Super Bowl is based off of one player? Like, you look at how much the Patriots are failing now. How much of that is because Tom Brady left, and how much is it, Tom Brady getting Tampa a Super Bowl? Is it based off of one person, or is it just he's just this enigma?
With Tom Brady specifically, he's the enigma. Like, and it's been proven, and that's what's crazy about what we've just witnessed this year is you took him away, that team got bad, you put him on this team. So for real, he's kind of like Peyton Manning in that sense too. I was actually talking to Joik Bell about Peyton Manning because he played with Peyton on the Colts, and he was like, dude, I didn't even know who our OC was.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, we'd be in the film room, and Peyton would be like, yeah, run that back, pause that there, see this guy, he should be 5 yards down the field. And he's like, I didn't learn who the OC was until I learned he was the guy changing the film for Peyton.
That's crazy.
So every once in a while, there's those transcendent guys. Yeah, that conversation with Joik yesterday was crazy.
With Tom Brady, none of his teams, regardless of whether they have the best defense or he's throwing to Meyer baggers, none of his teams ever thought they were out of any game.
Right.
Even if they went on to lose, they never thought they were going to lose just off the simple fact that they have Tom Brady. If you have a guy who has such an aura where he walks into your team and your mentality shifts just because he's there, that's the guy.
That's the GOAT. Okay. So I think we all agree he's the GOAT of GOATs if he wins this. You say he's already there. Joey, do you put him up there like above that now?
I put him at GOAT status right now.
Okay.
But I feel like there's a bunch of GOATs. So it's like...
It's a bunch of goats.
It is. It's like a herd of goats or whatever. and
a flock of goats?
A flock, whatever it is. Yeah. But the thing is, I mean, there's a discussion still. If he wins this, bam, no discussion.
It's a discussion because people are idiots.
For sure.
And they don't want to accept the fact, like, this is not like LeBron. I'm just gonna add it there. This is not like LeBron James going to multiple finals. I believe it's easier to get to multiple finals because NBA is like it's just easier.
There's only 12 guys on the team, 5 guys on the court,
7-game series.
It's possible. You're talking about single game elimination. This dude he's 6 of 9.
Right.
If you talking about he gets the 10 Super Bowls, it's already crazy he even been the 6. It's crazy he's won 6.
Yeah, been
but
to 9
the fact
already.
that he's went to 9, 14 conference championships. What
more does he have to achieve in his career too?
And that's the thing. Like, before he left New England this last year, it was that question too. What more does this guy have to achieve? He's got his 5 rings, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, he's going to achieve winning a championship in the NFC.
And he's doing this 7 years away from 50.
Damn.
GOAT
of GOAT. Goatiest of GOATs is what Mitch Miller says. So yeah, that's one of the guys we're definitely going to be watching this weekend. Yeah. The next game that I wanted to talk about are the Bills. And we're just considering if Brady wins, he's the GOAT of GOATs. But if the Bills win, do you think they're the next dynasty?
Not at all.
Not at all.
You know what? And this is probably just unfair to say it, but I need to see them win at least. Just give me 2 out of the next 5.
2 out of the next 5?
Before I even consider them, because, I mean, we're talking about the same team that went to 4 straight Super Bowls and didn't cash in once.
Yeah, that was in the 80s, man.
It's a new team. They're a young team.
Hey, your history precedes you, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
You got prove me wrong.
Joey, what do you think? If the Bills, do you think that would be the start? I guess you can't call them a dynasty after one Super Bowl. Do you think that's the start of the next dynasty? Because they got the young quarterback, you got the young coach, you got a badass defense.
Anytime a young quarterback can make it this far, a potential to go into a Super Bowl this early in his career, you got to at least put that in the discussion.
Right.
They're a young team. They made it here. And now, I mean, I wouldn't say dynasty for at least another season at the bare minimum, if not 3 or 4 seasons.
Because last year we were talking about the Chiefs as the next dynasty. Like, wow, how is this team ever going to be beat again? Patrick Mahomes is so young. Andy Reid, they got all the tools. They're going to be back next year. And obviously they are back to this point. But if the Bills knock them off, they're kind of chopping off the tail of the major dragon, and they would be the team that everybody, I think, would look at as the next team that's going to be great for a long period of time.
I would say this. Even though I, said what I said about the Chiefs, I would love to see the Bills win it. I would love to see the Bills and the Chiefs kind of have like that back and forth thing that the Colts and the Patriots used to have, like as far as a meaningful rivalry.
Right.
I think that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I love rivalries. I love matchups like this, and I love how the AFC is all young quarterbacks trying to come up, and the NFC is all old quarterbacks like, no, you can't have this yet.
Yeah.
And the young guys, they want it, man. They want it. So the next game I wanted to talk about, or the next team, is obviously the Packers. That's the fourth team playing this weekend. We haven't been able to talk about them too much. What do the Packers do with Aaron Rodgers? That is my question that I want you guys to consider, because they drafted a quarterback last year. I feel like they felt he was done. This year has proven dude is not done. So do you swallow the bullet? Do you swallow the first-round pick that you had last year and then just keep going with Aaron Rodgers as far as you can take him? Or do you do what they did with Brett Favre, ship him off to, like a Jets or a Vikings and
While he still got value?
Get something back for him? What do you do?
I think when they did what they did with Brett and where Aaron is right now, they're at different stages. Brett wasn't falling off, but he was on a decline.
Right.
Aaron is still Aaron bleeping Rodgers. So I'm kind of on the fence, but I will say this: if you can get, like I said yesterday, if you can get that Herschel Walker type trade of the 5 great players and a crazy amount of draft picks, you have to at least consider it. And the thing is, I would consider it if they either don't get to the Super Bowl or if they get to the Super Bowl and lose. That's the only way I would consider, like, we'll at least pick up the phone. Because
that's kind of the thing with Aaron Rodgers, is he has all the talent in the world. They're constantly a good team, but he's got one Super Bowl and that's it. I'm not saying that that's nothing.
Right.
I'm just saying when you think Aaron Rodgers, you think he would have multiple by now.
And also, he just turned 37. So the end is near at some point.
Right.
So if you can get a team that is like really trying to like sell out for a title real quick, and you can get all their prospects and some picks, got to pick up the phone.
Would you take an Aaron Rodgers like that when you see the value? And then, like you said, you got to just want a title now.
Yeah, like if I'm a team like the Colts, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers on my team because that's all I need for 2 years.
Right.
I'm not trying to build the organization around him anymore. He's just kind of got to be the cherry on the top of a team that's this
come
close.
in, we got the weapons, but we just really need you to get us there.
Right, or you put him on, the 49ers. That's that crazy team.
It's kind of like even though it wasn't a trade, it's kind of like how when Peyton went to the Broncos, like they just needed that guy to kind of just get them over the edge. They had some decent pieces, but if they had that quarterback, he could take them over the edge. So I don't know which team off the top of my head that would be outside of the Colts.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe the Saints, but
yeah. Or you call the Texans. Like,
yeah.
I just know you got to make a decision. They're in a very similar situation that we are in right now. Like, this has been your franchise guy for a long time, but what's the plan going to be in 3 years? Like, you got to start projecting 3 years down the road. And even though Aaron Rodgers is going to win the MVP this year, you may want to ship him off while he's still the MVP and get max value for him.
His value right now, I don't believe it will ever be higher. And you could really change the landscape of your franchise moving forward if you're able to get the right trade for him.
Yeah, so then we just wanted to go over the games and cover all of those for you. Tomorrow we're going to go over point spreads. We're going to go over our predictions. I'm excited for this weekend.
Is anybody at least taking the upset, though, on the Bills?
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Especially once you find out what the status of Mahomes is going to be.
Mahomes is playing. Come on.
But you don't know yet, but I'm assuming he will be playing. So let's take a quick break. We'll be right back in about 30 seconds. And there may be a second NFL team in Michigan.
Huh?
I saw this. I saw it. We'll talk about that coming up next. And welcome back. Thanks for hanging out. I still love that joint video, man. We're gonna make a ton more of those.
Corey was the best. Corey was just like,
no, Fish was the best
No,
out of
Fish was
nowhere.
the
It was like, bah, bah, bah. Fish went hard with it on that. So thank you guys for tuning in right now on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and on Twitter. And thank you for following us on all of our social media at Woodward Sports. Make sure you follow us everywhere because every little social media has a little something different on there. Like, it's not all the same. So if you're looking for more stuff, more content throughout the day, make sure you're following Woodward Sports on everything. And I saw a fake article.
okay, I'm glad you prefaced it with that, because when you said that, I was like thinking in my head, like, who, where, what?
Yeah, so like when you're on Yahoo, sometimes they have like those fake articles that get you to clickbait on. Well, clearly they marked me as a sports guy, and clearly they marked me as somebody who lives in Michigan, because the title of the article was "Second NFL Team to Come to Michigan?" ? And I didn't click on the article because we know it's all bullshit. But it got me thinking. If there was a second NFL team in Michigan, where would you guys put them? Because I got a couple solutions, and I think we're in an area where we could make this happen. But I know people love the Lions, but I think some other people would want other teams. What are you guys thinking? If you could start a new NFL team in Michigan today, what city would you put it in? Art, you got anything? You're smiling over there.
I'll start this one off. I'm going to go with the west side of the state, because, I mean, you look at high school sports. High school sports on the west side of the state are great. So there's a lot of football talent there, and football is a really big thing on the west side of the state, because I'm thinking around the rest of the state, football is not really crazily like popular like that.
Right.
It's more so snowboarding.
So where on the west side of the state?
Like outside of the Grand Rapids area.
So you think Grand Rapids?
Yeah.
I mean, they do support a minor league baseball team. They do support the minor league hockey team with the Grand Rapids Griffins, and they also have the Drive there.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that that city, I mean, it is the second largest metro in Michigan.
They're the only ones with teams like that.
Right. So that would make sense. I think that would make sense to put them in Grand Rapids. The thing about Grand Rapids, though, is because I lived out there for a couple of years, is it's like half Bears fans and half Lions fans.
It's not far, yeah.
Yeah, because they're so close to they're 2 hours from Chicago and like 2.5 hours from Detroit.
Oh, hell no. They got Bears fans in Michigan?
Lots of Bears fans over there. It was one of the most annoying things ever living out there. Cubs fans and Bears fans. And it's like, you're from Michigan. Stop this. I know it's just across the lake, but stop it.
I feel like some people out on the west side of the state just got some animosity towards Detroit.
They do. It's a really weird, like, little brother type situation for some reason. I love Grand Rapids.
Screw you if you're a Michigan Chicago Bears fan.
Yeah, it's a weird mix of people out there in Grand Rapids. Corey, do you have a suggestion on where you would put it?
I'm just gonna, you know what? It may not be one that'll be popular, but I'm gonna go with the one off the top of my head. Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor.
Huh?
So close to Detroit.
Yeah.
They got the field.
They got. I think they have the community. Just being around in Ann Arbor and just seeing how they are for Michigan games, I can see that being in the same way if they have there's a pro football team in that area. If you've never been up in Ann Arbor for a Michigan football Saturday, it is crazy. If you call yourself trying to get free parking on a Michigan noon game, you literally have to be in Ann Arbor at 6 a.m. I have my secret spot. I've been parking for 2 years, never got a ticket or a tow.
Really? Stick and I got our secret spot too. We just pull up on random driveways and start asking for permission.
Yep. It works.
It does work.
The old people, they're the most giving.
Yep, they are nice.
But I believe that Ann Arbor would be a great city to do that. Probably maybe the first couple of games until they build a stadium. You might have to like share the big house for a little bit, but that community, I believe they would rally around the football team.
Okay, I think that's fair. The only thing I don't like about that is how close it is to Detroit, because remember, we're still having the Lions here.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it needs to be a little distance away. That's why I went to the west side.
Yeah, I like that. What you got, Art?
There's really nowhere else but Detroit when you think about it. I mean, Grand Rapids you could potentially do, but really I was thinking in like my brain, because I'm such a Northern Michigan kid, if they did like the Northern Michigan Vikings and it was held in Traverse City somewhere. But even then, like, there's not enough people up there. Like,
It's not that vibe.
you could grab all of the UP because you got to figure, like, we're technically like 2 states. You have the lower and the upper. The Upper Peninsula gets so ignored because there's a whole 3 people living up there. So you couldn't do a sports team, even with the UP, and like do anything Northern Michigan. There's literally only Detroit.
Like, you think Traverse City, you don't think football. You think, like, riding your bike alongside the water.
And cherry wine.
I think of Center Ice, and I think of where the Wings used to train. That's it. Like, there's nothing up there. What are you gonna do? There's like 4 people. Like, it's where the men are men and so are the women. There's nobody up there.
They are cold, long winters up there.
Yeah.
But you think about it, you think of a team like the Green Bay Packers. Nobody lives in Green Bay. It's a small market. Like,
Yeah.
there's literally, that's all they have is the Packers in Green Bay. And you see what that community does around that team. They even own the team, essentially. There is no owner. It's a community-owned team. So, Art, you kind of leaned into where I wanted to go, because I know a lot of people that drive from the UP to Lions games on Sunday. They'll leave at like 5 in the morning and get down here just to go to a Lions game, then drive 6 hours back. To me, it's crazy. I would never do that. I don't. It's
You
crazy.
get bored up there, bro. Like, you can
Apparently.
only go to the mall so much.
Right. So I was thinking Mackinac City.
Oh, you're going way up.
Ooh.
I think it's a perfect spot because you're right by the UP.
You're right in the middle, technically.
Yes.
Wow. But where would you put a stadium at? On the island?
No, everybody's got
That'd be
all
dope.
historic. Just
Like
put it
Fight
in-
Island.
No, you put it in Mackinac City, not Mackinac Island, and like they have a steady population up there. Lots of people live there.
Bro, could you imagine the traffic getting across the bridge to go see a game?
Oh,
like, you better start swimming, bro.
Because you're gonna get. I mean, you're gonna get all of them traveling up there.
it sticks like just thinking right now, like, shit, there is that bridge. Like, that's getting 20,000 people across the bridge. I mean, it's possible.
That's fine.
You know?
That's fine. And then you get some people like from Traverse City and from like Houghton Lake area that could drive up there and be fans of that team.
That's like 5 people.
That's still, man. If the Packers can do it, Mackinac City can do
Right.
it. If Green Bay can do it, Mackinac City can do it. But that is where I would put an NFL team. Fish, you got a comment? Go over to Art's mic real quick. So, yeah, if you were to put an NFL team anywhere in Michigan, everybody in the chats right now, let us know. Greg Chen is saying Kalamazoo or Grand Rapids. Jenna's saying the Yoopers like the Packers, and that's part of this.
Yeah.
I want to steal those people back. What you got, Fish?
All right, so people you need to be thinking about, number 1, has to be an NFL stadium. So, Corey, you're talking about Ann Arbor, and you did think about the NFL stadium. They wouldn't want to use the big house because the NFL would
Yeah, you
veto
got to think of
that.
the infrastructure.
So it would have to be an NFL stadium.
Why can't they use the big house?
The NFL just wouldn't allow it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's it. And number 2, they need to do trial runs for the Lions.
Just move the Lions, maybe?
No. So they need to have 1 game a season, maybe at Traverse City, before they move a team.
Okay.
Why? That's actually a brilliant idea. Why don't they actually
They don't have a
like
field.
instead of going to London, going across overseas? Why don't they grab the teams and say, "Hey, Green Bay Packers, why don't you meet us in Traverse? We'll do Green Bay or Chicago versus Detroit in Traverse City.
Where are they gonna do it at? A high school?
Figure it out.
It's
do
about
it
the
on
money.
TV and advertise it somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, when Washington was getting their new stadium built, didn't they play at the college stadium for like
Minnesota did.
Minnesota did that.
Minnesota
So
played
it's
at the
possible.
Golden Gopher Stadium
Yeah.
for, what was that, 2 years? While their stadium was being
Yeah.
built after the collapse of the dome. Remember that collapse?
Yeah,
when the
yeah.
snow just fell all the way through. Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought it would be a fun conversation. We got people saying Kalamazoo, which I think is awesome.
Did you see the comment? It's from Mitch who says, "Kiss Fish on the cheek, Art." It's very close quarters.
Should have done it.
I
Damn it.
did see that, but I was trying to focus on the cities, Art.
Sorry.
You got Bay City, Saginaw. That would be a good area.
Saginaw, I hate to say it, like Saginaw is so, and I don't mean to offend anybody, it's just like Dow Chemical Plant, like it's just.
I'll say it. Saginaw's gutter.
Corey said it, so I didn't have to.
Saginaw's gutter. I've been to Sag Nasty a lot. It's gutter.
Sag nasty.
Why are you going so much, Corey?
Hey, that's neither here nor there.
The ladies are fine though there.
You catch one or two, you know.
Saginaw would be a decent spot. I mean, they have, you could put it right there next to that Hooters that's on the lake.
Is that Hooters still even there?
Probably. That's the only thing that was in Saginaw, right?
There's nothing in Saginaw. Like Flint has culture. Flint has like little hole in the wall places.
Yeah.
Saginaw, there's not a whole lot going on there, man. It's a dark cloud of Michigan. It really is.
Yeah, I remember going to that Hooters on when we were doing travel baseball, and you take a group of 16, 18-year-olds that are playing travel baseball, and you sit down at the Hooters. It is crazy.
There's a reason why they call it Sag Nasty.
Sag Nasty. All right, Fish, we got one more thing out of you? Uh-oh, Fish is on a roll today.
Temporarily closed. The Hooters in Saginaw temporarily closed.
Breaking news! Put it on the prompter!
Fish, I love you for that, man. Temporarily closed.
Thank you for fact-checking me on Hooters locations.
You
that
never
is
know
awesome.
what you're gonna learn from Fish.
No, and we got Fish Facts coming up in about 10 minutes.
We already got it.
Listen.
Fact of the day.
Before that, I want to teach you something else, because Fish over here teaching us about Hooters. I want to teach you about something that can get your career started over at northwesterntech.edu. I don't know how I can follow that up.
Yeah.
I really don't know how I can. But you got to learn more about their 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program.
For all the out-of-work Hooters girls right now, make sure you go to Northwestern Tech.
It's only 10.5 months, Hooter girls. So you got to check out northwesterntech.edu. Northwestern Tech, the HVAC school that works.
Oh, man, Fish, people are loving your comments, loving every bit of it. So thank you so much for bringing those facts to us. I guess they do have a Deja Vu in Saginaw, too.
They do.
That thing's still around?
Yeah.
They have
I've
one
never
in
been to a
Flint,
Deja
too.
Vu.
What?
Never.
Never. We're going. There's one in Flint. It's amazing.
That was the first
Lots
trip.
of drugs everywhere.
They got steak bites?
When I met the manager, he was taking 14 toilet breaks for some reason. He's no longer there, so I could talk shit about
He
him.
had the sniffles.
Yeah.
That's all. He just had the sniffles. The first strip club I ever went to was the Vu in Ipsy on a fake ID.
Where's it? In the area, where are the main
That's
ones?
the most depressing one.
Depressing? No, when they had the one at 6 Mile in Woodward, that was the most depressing one.
Compared to Ipsy?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta disagree with you on that one.
There's a lot of Deja Vu locations though. There's Lansing, Flint, Saginaw.
Battle Creek.
Huh?
I think Battle Creek
Battle
has
Creek,
one.
yeah.
Hey, if you want to find out the full list, ask Fish. He got it.
Fish, which ones are open?
Temporarily closed.
Why do you think Ipsy's nasty?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been to the Vu in Ypsilanti because I went to Eastern and it's kind of like you seen the Simpsons meme where Grandpa Simpson walks in with his walks out. That was the Vu for me.
Is that
up there.
because the girl dancing was like sitting behind you in the class earlier in the day, and you just walk in, you're like, oh boy.
Oh no, I don't mind putting the fellow eagle through college. It's cool. I'm just talking about they were just not eye pleasing.
Yeah, so you got the nasty hoes up at the Vu.
Yeah. There's been some rough strip clubs, man. There's been some rough strip clubs, especially the day shift.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, are these girls like the ones that you'll see at the day shift at the ones in Detroit that I've gone to?
No comment.
Robbie Archer,
Or worse.
the Vu in Saginaw is actually legit. 2 stories and everything. College girls. That's all he said.
Can't
I
go wrong.
missed it.
The Deja Vus are all nasty. I just liked it because I was young. I was able to get in on a fake ID. Couldn't drink. It was the only 18 and up strip club. That was the thing about
hold up. It's an 18 and up strip club.
Here's the thing. In Flint, they have Deja Vu, and then they have a place called Little Darlings right across the street. Like, you could walk to each other.
Little Darlings?
Yeah,
that just sounds
but let me
so
tell you,
molestery.
I know,
Creepy,
it kind of is.
Ugh.
But Deja Vu, you can't drink, but they're fully
Nude.
birthday suit.
Yep.
Little Darlings, they're only top, but you can drink. So it's kind of like choosing your demon. Which one do you want to do?
Right. Would you rather see boobies or would you rather have alcohol?
I like boobies.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, I
boobies
like
too.
boobies.
And I like Vicky Vandercourt.
And she liked me too.
Wow, what a walk down the memory lane of Deja Vu. Thank you guys for taking that walk with us this morning.
Is that the one that's in? What's the one in Canada? Is that Deja Vu?
No, what? No, there's cheetahs in Canada. There's couple.
Sticks naming them all.
Come on.
But there's even a different set of rules in Canada.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
Canada,
fully nude, isn't it?
fully nude, and you can
Not that I
touch
know,
them.
I just heard.
You're not
You
allowed to
can
touch.
what?
You're not allowed to touch the
Well,
girls
in
here.
Flint, you can touch them too, but it usually costs more.
Yeah,
It's
well,
called prostitution.
yeah.
Wait, you can't touch them here?
No,
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's so many rules, Joey.
I didn't know that.
That's
Have
why I
you
just
been
go
to
for
a
the
strip
steak
club?
bites.
Just a little squeeze, you know.
No, I got Joey his first lap dance.
Can
Chick with braces,
can we
I'll
have
never
a-
forget
Can
that. That
we
was
have
awful.
a Flint night and go to a couple Flint strips once the Corona's gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once the
You know
road's
they're
done.
open right
We'll
now. Let's
video-
go.
well, yeah, they
Let's
are,
go
but-
tomorrow night.
And then we'll have an 8 Mile night too.
Yeah.
I want to do an 8 Mile night.
There we go.
But yeah, Joey's first strip club experience was awesome because I used to do the night show. We used to do Are You Smarter Than a Stripper? And every week they would bring in 5 strippers to compete against contestants answering random knowledge questions. And shout out to Skip and Kenny. They would
Yes.
supply us with the girls every week.
Supply us with the girls.
Different girls.
Hard-working woman.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Different girls every week, and it was insane. Some weeks these girls were freaking rocket scientists, like answering questions like that.
And then the other weeks were
the dumbest girls you've
strippers.
ever met in your life.
How long ago was this?
Like 2 years, 3 years
Was
ago.
that when Joey had the fro, or was this before?
when we went,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that was the fro.
It was a fro.
You had-
That was the
Yeah.
curls, man. The girls love those things.
That's the lady catcher.
me
Yeah, so
tell
I ended
you.
up taking Joey to his first one, and he got a lap dance, and I found the youngest looking stripper with braces, and she came over and she was like, "Hi, would you like a dance?"
And then I was like, girl, listen, we're going to do this, right? I'm going to give you these $20. But just keep that damn mouth closed the whole time, please.
And usually she's hearing the exact opposite. Like,
Yup.
here's $20, open your mouth.
Yep. See, so I was respectful towards her.
I was respectful towards
You're
her.
welcome.
I see Corey's checked out on this conversation. You
Yeah.
got breaking news.
No, I was just about to send something to Art. Dan Campbell got some photos of Dan Campbell just walking in for the presser.
Let me see.
I can't tell whether he's getting ready for the game or a press conference.
He's ready to go?
Yeah, he looks ready to go.
And this is what we're going to get out of Dan Campbell. The
Send it to me, Corey.
The
I'll throw it.
rah guy that's going to take us to the next level. 6 years of Dan Campbell. But this is what he's supposed to be, man. He's going to walk in with the swag. He's going to throw his fist on the table. He's gonna,
And do you want to say it, or you want to just wait till you see what he got on?
Let's wait.
I
I
wanna
want to
see
see it. I want to see it. But that's the thing that I feel like this, especially with COVID with sports, I feel like the only thing we got to talk about right now is, especially basketball games, is their outfits walking in and out of the court.
right.
That's like the other day, what's his name? Jeremy Grant with the
Throwback Pistons
jersey.
Yeah. And then I got a surprise for you guys coming up right after this about who won the day yesterday.
Who won the day?
Who won the day yesterday? You know, obviously Joe Biden became the new president of the United States.
Yup.
Kwame got out and saw his
That
kid.
blue one.
Oh, clean.
Swaggy.
Clean.
The ladies are gonna love Dan Campbell.
Hey, look at the background.
He's a good-looking dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like he's got that like Sons of Anarchy.
Dude, you see him like in a t-shirt?
He's
Like,
freaking
dude's jacked.
huge. Yeah.
I
He
love how
should
there's just
fight.
Ford car.
I mean, there really probably can't be anything else in that parking lot. Seriously.
No.
Unless you're media.
Yeah, when you sign the contract with the Lions, you get the Ford vehicle that comes with you.
Do you think every single player's got to have like Fords?
I don't think so, but I would assume. I mean, if I was
that's
the
the other one
Fords, I
right
would.
there.
Oh, that's a clean pick.
All right, well, he's going to work, guys. And then there we go.
He looks like a Viking.
He looks like a Viking. That's a great picture, though.
I'm just looking around the office to see if he got anything else.
So yesterday, I was talking about it. You know, Joe Biden, president, Kwame got out. You know, a couple good things. Dan Campbell got announced. You know, we did our press conferences, all that good stuff. But do you know who really won the day? Bernie Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the Bernie memes of him sitting at the inauguration by himself? So we went through and we took some of them, but I was dying all night long laughing at these. Art, I know you got a bunch of them in there, but let's go to the next one and see if you could spot Bernie.
Oh, man.
The Fresh Prince Bernie. Look at it with the Breakfast Club sitting in the background. Like Bernie just became.
Dude, they should have put him on there with
favorite one.
DMX when he went on the roller coaster.
This one's a classic too.
Art love this one.
Yep.
Why? Do we know why?
Why what?
Why was he solo dolo like that?
He was
social
busy.
distancing.
Okay, so it's just the angle. It made it look like.
Yeah, it made him sit like if you didn't see the original picture, this
Yeah, I
is
saw,
literally
yeah.
Bernie just sitting by himself. Andre Drummond posted this. That's how I got
Wait, are
this
you
one.
kidding me?
Yeah, I swear to God. He's like, thanks,
See if
Bernie,
you-
for coming
I
through.
want you guys, who can spot the Bernie first? Ready?
Oh, that's good.
With friends.
That's good.
Sitting right in the middle.
That took me a minute. That was a good one.
Joey's gonna like this one. The Drake album cover. Here's another classic, and our last one here.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Bernie in the hood, man. Bernie in the hood. So
That's so good.
I definitely wanted to go over those today because I think Bernie Sanders, even though he didn't win the presidency, he clearly won the day yesterday.
I mean, it's about winning the internet more than winning the presidency in 2021.
And the dude definitely won the internet. So thank you, Bernie. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be right back with Fish's Facts.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
And every morning at 9:50, everybody's favorite mascot, we like to call him Fish. He shows up with a random fish fact. He dropped a bomb on us earlier about the Saginaw Hooters. But
Temporarily
Fish,
closed.
Fish, what do you got today?
One of it's a fact, and one of it's kind of a fact, kind of an observation. The first fact is, so Liverpool's a team in England.
Okay.
They're a big team in England. They have not lost a game. They're 68 games unbeaten at home.
Oh, wow.
So they haven't lost a game in 68. Or they haven't lost a game in 68 games.
Okay.
Sounds confusing. April 23rd, 2017 is the last time they lost a home game. This is a home game, and this is a Premier League game.
Okay.
So they have different, they play in a cup game and all that, so it's just league games. 9 Marvel movies have been released since they last lost.
Dang, that's a long time.
9 new iPhone models, models made. And their rival club, Manchester United, has spent $530 million on players.
Good Lord. All right, those are fun facts, Fish. Which is your favorite fact out of all those? Is it the Marvel movies? That 9 Marvel movies have come out since they won?
Yeah, it just shocks me.
What's your favorite Marvel movie?
I don't really have one. I'm not a big movie guy.
Oh, really?
I know,
You
shocking.
just spend all your time watching sports, right?
Oh, yes. And then this is a fact, but an observation. So Sarah Thomas will be a woman referee.
Okay.
Assuming a line judge at the Super Bowl on February 7th. Congratulations to her. So she started in 2015 when she was an official, and then she made appearances throughout the games, throughout the year. So she played average around 8 to 9 games a season from 2015.
Yeah. No, Sarah Thomas, that's awesome that she's going to be in the Super Bowl. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
So,
well,
she has
Fish,
a lot of games under her belt.
She does. She does.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have that experience before you get to the big show.
Yeah, and that's what she's doing.
All right. Well, Fish, thank you so much for your facts. We got Joey coming up next with our dumbass of the day. Joey, slide on over, and you got your dumbass of the day.
Yeah, so this dumbass is one that you guys are gonna really like because
Jesus, guys.
The camera went out, so I had to switch it up. But this dumbass, he went to court wearing what's the worst possible T-shirt you could wear in a court?
Guilty. One that says guilty on it.
Even better.
F the police.
F the police.
Oh my God.
And the crazy part is he ended up winning the case. I don't know what the case was about, but he ended up winning this. I just saw this going around Twitter the other day, and this is like rocking the F the police shirt and coming out on top.
Did the sentence go through? Did they say what the sentence was, or that he just showed up?
Showed up.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, like, are you just a big NWA fan, or like, what is it?
I hope that's it. Like, I hope he just likes NWA a lot. But let's hit him with the dumbass. You got it up over there, Art?
I'm sorry.
He's a dumbass.
Yeah, it's up.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's literally right here, potted up.
Just put it all the way up.
Okay, but then they're gonna complain about the volume.
There we go.
That is the quietest drop I've ever heard.
That's
in my
why I said turn it up.
Do it again. Do it one more time.
One more time.
You know what? I can't make too much fun of him because I literally got pulled over the other day, and I definitely played that when I was getting pulled over.
Are you serious?
In Oak Park, cause I got pulled over for speed, and I knew it was full of crap, so I just went ahead and turned it on.
I mean, that's one thing. Putting it on your shirt, walking into a courtroom, next level.
Yeah.
I mean, subliminal stuff, fine. But
Right.
wearing it right across your shirt, not fine.
Shout out to his lawyer.
Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Wood Show this morning. We will be back on tomorrow, getting you ready for the football championship weekend. If you got anything you want us to talk about, put it in the chat. Thank you guys for sharing this on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. We got some cool stuff going on there. But thank you guys for waking up with us every morning. Baligian and Bell are up next at 11 o'clock. We are out of here. Have a great Thursday.
Bye-bye.